Welcome back, everybody, to DeSPIRIA. I kind of apologize for the strange jump here from the last episode to this episode. I'm currently in the tower, and if you remember in the last episode, we got the bad ending where Alua decides to go back to the church. And in this episode, I went ahead and reloaded my save game and chose the other option, which is, continue to explore Eden. And when you do that, the kids are kind of upset. And then Prospero Sensei will show up, who is this guy, and he invites me into the tower. And so that's why I'm in the tower. If you're wondering how I got here, that that part of the game was kind of cut out. But basically, all I did was, choose that other option, the top option, stay in Eden and continue, looking for the truth. And then Prospero will show up and he'll let you pass the guard into the tower. So now I'm exploring the tower. And you can talk to Prospero Sensei at the top floor, and he has a bunch of information. And other than that, I'm just checking out the other floors here. There's a bunch of kids, which is interesting. And there's like a lot of books, kind of like a library on several floors. And then a disturbing research floor, which we started the episode on. But it's a little odd they've thrown some story elements in here. I was talking to Prospero Sensei, and apparently the children in this world that are born after, the World War III chaotic event, they seem to have no emotions. They're born normally, but then the kids have no emotions like happiness, sadness. They don't know how to express themselves. And so here in this tower, they're trying to, use the mind familiars to, help spark emotions or something in children, which to me is a little weird, but that's why you see all the children. And that could be why children were chosen for those experiments, in the previous area in the factory where all those kids were kidnapped and then used for DeSPIRIA experiments. Because I guess the future is pretty bleak with all the emotionless children. And once again, that's another reason why some of them have headgear on. If you'll notice, some of them have these head apertures on them because they work for aperture science. But it's supposed to help them with their emotions and thoughts and whatnot. But yeah, once again, it's a little strange. I'm not sure why that is, that children are born that way in this future or this time period. Who knows? But supposedly Prospero Sensei is trying to help them out. And so I'm just exploring this area. That's interesting. The headgear is sort of logging when she has emotions and whatnot. That's the green text that you suddenly see pop up. The headgear is doing stuff as a computer system or whatever, recording maybe her thoughts and actions, and keeping the ones that are related to emotions. Kami-sama. I don't know. I don't think I would believe in Kami-sama in this world anymore. Kawaisou ni. Yep. Alua says that a lot. So sad. It's everybody in this world is kawaisou, including myself. So this is the bottom floor of the tower, and you can go up the stairs, and it's about 4 different floors to explore. I didn't need a key or anything. If you're using this video for walkthrough purposes, it's just when you're randomly walking through the alleys and you get stopped by those two kids, the girl and the boy with the creepy face, and they give you the question. The first one is, I'm going to press on in my research here in Eden, and the second option is just give up and return to the church. The second option will give you that bad ending, and the game will just end. So hopefully you have a save file before that encounter. And then the first option, those two children, especially EO, was pretty upset that I was staying in Eden. And Prospero Sensei will show up and let us into the tower. And that's where this episode started. So I wanted to welcome everybody back and just explain, why we are suddenly in the tower. It's because I went back and chose the first option, but didn't actually record the footage. So now just going ahead and chatting with everybody in the tower and doing a dive on all the people here in the tower for my free experience. You get quite a bit of experience for the dives, so gotta make sure to do them as many times as possible. Chris. I'm expecting more maybe biblical names, we'll see. Yeah, just to be thorough. This girl seems to be interested in EO, and I have no clue why. He's got an ugly face, and he was pretty rude to us, including ending the game for us. We'll probably have to fight him later, I'm guessing. So yeah, she wants to be like EO, or be with EO. It's kind of weird, like all the kids are being kept here in the tower to help out with their emotions, and EO and Rush, the other girl, are just sort of wandering the streets for some reason, even though they seriously could use some counseling, I guess I should say. Disturbing children. I'm also wondering where that assassin is. She's apparently walking around town somewhere looking for Alua, and I'm just walking around trying to avoid her. So after observing everything in the tower, we'll have to just see what's next. Once again, I'm revisiting some of these places because, after oh, here we go. Yeah, after an event or something, it'll trigger, something else if you revisit somewhere. So here's Eugene again. Not sure why he's wearing a gas mask. And he's upset because there's terrible noise coming from the TNL thing. And yeah, for some reason he's incredibly sensitive. Everything is urusai to him, which is noisy. So Lua is suspecting that maybe he is a mind user and he's unable to control his abilities because, he's so young and maybe he's not even aware of them yet. He can hear, the thoughts and, everything. So, もしかして, so maybe he is a mind user like her, and maybe a pretty powerful one, but incredibly young. And yeah, I'm sure the creepy noise coming from that Elijah statue probably is noisy. So as always, we're going to go ahead and talk to everybody again, see if anything has changed. That door is still locked. But yeah, it seems like things are centered around Eugene here. At least for the moment. Don't know where he went. Let's see in the back alley if these two are still making out. Yep. So they're still happy. They're in the dark. It's kind of funny, I'm wandering around in the open and that assassin hasn't found me yet. It's a pretty lousy assassin. There's only like 2 roads. Okay, so after wandering around for a bit, you know, once again, just in these back alleys, which don't seem to have anything, these, you know, events kind of occur in the, you know, back alleys that, you know, get triggered once you've talked to certain individuals. So I think after the conversation with Eugene, she will be, you know, back here in the alley, just wander around in these back streets for a bit. And randomly, she kind of just showed up, because she wasn't here before. Okay, if you want to go at it, kid, then we'll go at it. Ooh, little kid with a vicious table knife. Or is that a kitchen knife? I don't know. Wow, that didn't do much. Try something else. So apparently, the familiars don't actually do much to her. It's all going to be on Alua, who does the most damage. Probably because she wasn't a mind user and didn't have familiars or anything. That's what you get, little kid. So yeah, she's confused, like, what's happening? She can't stand up anymore. And she falls over. Daijoubu, she's not dead. And her heart is intact, hopefully, because Alua didn't absorb her memories and whatever. Oh, is it over? Yeah, I figured he would show up. Iyo, Masaka, you were watching. So, yep, doesn't look like she's dead, though. He's like, we're definitely not playing around, man. If you think that's play, then... yeah, we're probably gonna have to fight Iyo later as well. Huh, how interesting. You would do that kind of face. So yeah, apparently he doesn't have any emotions and doesn't understand emotions, like fear. Doesn't understand the face that Alua makes. He's gonna go ahead and take Rush back to Prospero Sensei to see if they can help her out. Well, he must be kind of strong to just be carrying her all over his shoulder like that. Huh, he said thank you. Io is pretty strange boy. And he's really protective of that girl too. So, not sure what that's all about. Prospero Sensei. So he's brought her back. Io Janaika. What's wrong? Suddenly showing up here. Is that Rush? She has kind of a weird name, I don't know. She's okay, she's just sleeping. It wants them to do some treatments on her. Maybe the kokoroka, the emotional treatments. You know, maybe they'll have a chance to apparently implant emotions or something. Fortunately, it doesn't seem Prospero's too angry with Alua for doing that. It's like, yeah, she can just go out and beat up on the kids and no worries, right? It's a little annoying, like if you're playing this game and you don't know any Japanese, this area, there's a lot of just wandering around and, you know, hoping that some of these scenes will trigger. But mostly they happen, you know, after other certain scenes. Then you just gotta wander around everywhere. And eventually you'll have the encounters in those back alleys. I'm guessing we're gonna have others as well. So Io seems to be, you know, interested in, you know, emotions and mind users and whatnot. Talking about Alua now, saying that she's a pretty strong mind user. I don't know, it seemed like the girl kind of had some emotions, you know, to begin with. She was actually, you know, she was much more animated than Io. Io seems to be like stone cold, and Ryush, you know, had a bit more kind of personality to her. It's kind of interesting, the room that they're in. This is the room that I started the episode in, at the very beginning. You know, there's a bunch of those familiars in test tubes on the walls, and they're the exact same familiars that I've been using for the entire game since the beginning. So some of them should be quite familiar. He is talking again about his heart, and apparently they, you know, had some complications or problems when they were trying to give Io his heart, apparently, his, you know, emotional emotional aspect. I don't know, it's pretty hard to describe because it's just such a vague concept. They haven't even really explained, you know, why the children are born without, you know, like the emotional part. That just doesn't make sense unless they're like grown in a test tube or something, and then, you know, that would be why. But even that wouldn't be why. It would be totally be your upbringing. So quite a long scene here where they're both just talking. Okay, well, after that, back to Alua and my random exploring. Keep having to make sure to explore these bicycles, because one time when I was checking a bicycle out, you know, Eugene showed up. It's close. I can feel her mind. And it's a very powerful one. Defeated Malcolm and all the others. Yeah, this is honestly a pretty pathetic assassin. It's like she's wandering around this really small area and we can't actually bump into each other. I was like trying to wander around the back alleys actually on purpose to avoid the assassin. I'm not sure if you're supposed to avoid her, if she insta-kills you or what, but oh, so I'm sensing this mind coming from over there. Pretty strong one. So I'll go the other way. I'm not interested in dealing with the assassin right now. I'm really not sure if it's random. You know, if she just shows up at some time while you're in this area, or if you actually have to avoid her. Oh, never mind. Alua Valentine. So she's followed me this far, apparently. So she's an assassin sent by the church. Which definitely tells me that the church is not a good thing in this game. And it's pretty obvious who her client is. She keeps referring to it as her client. Hey, we are A class. She called us an A rank. Oh, nice. Alrighty, bring it on. So I found out these books that I've been picking up. You can actually use them as spells, and they're infinite uses, which is something I didn't know, but that's pretty nice. So I was thinking they were like one-time uses. You can use them as many times as you want. So there's another one of those books that I used from the inventory. So actually that was quite a bit easier than I had expected. But yeah, when you pick those books up, feel free to use them. They're really powerful and they're infinite uses. That way it gives Alua, you know, an attack where she can hit multiple enemies at once. Whereas, you know, normally all of her attacks are just single target. But those books in the item inventory can, you know, hit all the enemies on screen at the same time. I just thought that they were one-time uses, so I often would never use them until, you know, a really powerful boss fight or something, but apparently they just stay in your inventory, so they're infinite uses. I sold a couple of them, sadly, near the beginning of the game, but I have like one of the more powerful ones now, so I'll definitely be using it from now on. It's got a pretty cool animation in the fight. YSGuru. Ah, the sisters are coming. So now all the sisters are after me. And yeah, sorry for the funny cut there, but once again I went walking in the alleys. And I wasn't recording because there was nothing going on. Just trying to figure out where to go next, and then suddenly a fight with Io is triggered. I expected it anyway. That Io would attack us eventually. So after the assassin fight, just wandering around, you know, in the main town, Io will appear and pick a fight. And he's crying for the first time, which is strange because he's not supposed to be emotional or have emotions. Yeah, what is with that head? I guess it's because he had maybe some of those apertures attached. I don't know. When they were trying to do experiments with emotion transfers. And I think Prospero Sensei would be, you know, angry with us, but apparently he seems to expect that that would have happened to Io, huh? Yeah, this whole emotion thing has kind of made the game take a very odd turn. I'm not really sure what to make of it. Yeah, so here's that room again from the beginning of the episode. Okay, sorry for the, you know, strange cut again. For walkthrough purposes, I'm just showing the key events. Well, once again, I was wandering around the entire town. Nothing was happening, and then coming here, and suddenly Eugene is in here. So after the scenes with Io, and, you know, going back to the tower, just come back to this TNL place, and Eugene will be here, and he's incredibly upset because everything is just so noisy in here. I don't know why he would come in here. And he is attacking Elijah, the Elijah statue. And everybody is like, what is this boy doing? What are you doing to Elijah? So now he said his head is a little bit feeling better. Things aren't as noisy. So it looks like he dashed out and he took the voice, some kind of voice device that was in the that Elijah statue or whatever. You know, that was making that creepy screaming noise. Apparently that was bothering him. So he stole the device. What's going on? And of course the owner shows up. What's happened to Elijah? Dude, who cares? If that's like the main thing of entertainment in your place, I would totally get something else. Oscar Rendarf. So he's a big head honcho. Prospero mentioned him. So you are Alua. So apparently he knows who we are. Our fame is starting to spread everywhere. And he apparently has quite a bit of information for us, but in order to get that information, we're going to have to do something for him, of course, and he wants us to go after that boy, Elijah, and get the voice device, whatever it was that he stole, get that back, so that we can hear the creepy screaming noise that Elijah makes all day that apparently everybody enjoys for some unknown reason. I should probably stop trying to analyze what's going on. Okay, so more wandering. And right now I'm looking for Elijah, and I found if you do a dive here, there's like some information. A few things about Eugene, apparently. So I gotta make sure to do dives on all the bicycles now in this main area. Oh, hey. So there's a fake voice device, an artificial voice synthesizer was the Japanese there. And then doing a dive on this bike, be like, hey, hey, hey. They won't realize that's just a cheap, you know, replacement or copy. It's not the real one. From now on, you know, he can hide out. They'll never find me. It'll be nice and quiet. So these are all thoughts from Eugene. And yeah, this is a dummy. So apparently the thing we picked up is a dummy artificial sound device. So I went ahead and skipped back to the owner of the shop. And you can give him the dummy, and you know, he obviously knows it's not the real thing. So we're going to go ahead and find Eugene in the next episode and get the real one back. And then we'll get this guy to tell us all he knows about Eden, which seems to be quite a bit. So thanks for watching, everybody. Gonna go ahead and pause here, and we'll look for Eugene in the next one.